I am wearing a bright red vest, as you notice, with a green tie. I came from, this is the night that we have the holiday party for all the legislators. This year we expanded to all the county commissioners, all the municipal mayors at the mansion.
Good.
So I'm just tired enough, so who knows what I'll say. So thank you for the introduction. And I should also point out this red vest was made by my mother for me. And all my cousins, she made 7 of them for my male cousins. She made one for my brother. She made all the uncles with the brass buttons and everything. And those who are curious, I will show you what a gusset is. A gusset? For those of you who, previous generation, my mother never bought a dress. She sewed everything. And a gusset is when you outgrow your clothes, they put a little wedge in the back. And before someone else says it, imagine how slender I was back then. I can't express, I mean, to have all the Rotarians here and how much I believe in Rotary, and so many friends that I have had for decades, right? Andre Van Hall is back there, who I would have an earth for. Tom Noel and Vi, who have been friends since before I ever opened a restaurant. I used to follow Tom and Dennis Gallagher around on bar tours. You wondered how I got into the Windy Brewing Company. It was through his tutelage. Larry Boning, obviously one of the greatest examples of jurisprudence at its most creative. Second only to Bob Kupelke, who is the most creative writer I've ever met. Sunday I'm going to get him to help me write a speech or two, and we'll really have fun. And then also Grant Wilkins, who came when I was first running for governor and sat me down. I've been a Rotarian for, it's 17 years now, so that was 16 years. And he and a couple others came and talked about the power of Rotary and how they've begun this effort to make sure that we have broadband internet around the state. And that Rotary is going to help with this. And if you really think about it, that one of the real defining moments, it used to be rural telephone, but certainly now that has been eclipsed, that you can't have a rural economy if you don't have redundant, high-speed internet access in every part of the state. And this EagleNet project, which Rotary helped create, I helped popularize, and I don't mind bragging a little bit. I called it turned out one of my old staff members was the deputy chief of staff in Secretary of Commerce, right, and worked during the convention. So we lobbied and got them to change the rules for the grant. So at the last, it looked like we were going to get blackballed because we were an existing system. But the bottom line, what really convinced the Commerce Department to give us $100 million to Colorado, right? Just those of you who don't know this, Rotary got $100 million, leveraged with another $44 million from private enterprise to make sure that we do the middle mile, right? That we had high-speed fiber optics out along the interstates and up and down the state, and people had computers in their homes and high-speed capacity, but that what they call the middle mile. Imagine I said this yesterday when I talked to all the Rotaries, talked about intimidating. There were like 900, it's bad enough with like 300 or 400 of you here. That middle mile, it's like the exit ramp off the interstate, and it means heaven and earth to our rural communities. And we got the grant, we're building it, and it would not have happened without Rotary. So we're all I also just want to mention, because there were a number of Rotarians involved, we did 3 days ago what we called Colorado Gives Day. It was the second time to try and get people to give to the nonprofit of their choice on the internet. And the first year we did it, last year, and we thought maybe we'd raise $1 million, we raised $8 million. This year we weren't sure in the economy we'd get $8 million, but we were hoping for $6 million, and we raised $12 million on December 6th. And it is 928 nonprofits share in that. And it's, again, a classic example of people coming together. And this is what Rotary is all about, right? This is the essence. I am a dues-paying member of Rotary. There you go. And I'm current with my dues. And we always put a little extra in the check every year. And, you know, I still have, I had it in the mayor's office, and I have it in the governor's office. You open that closet door, and there on that big banner is the 4-way test. And don't think we don't use it, right? Fair, is it truth, is it improve fellowships and goodwill, and does it improve, is it better to the betterment of everybody? All concerned, now I'm a little bit dyslexic, it's already been discussed tonight. So, on the 100th anniversary of Rotary, I wanted to take one moment and just challenge you all. And I think Rotary is the right place to make this challenge. And Colorado is different. I mean, we've had, you know, a huge electronics company, Arrow Electronics, $20 billion a year company, agreed about 3 months ago, we announced it 1 month ago, to move their global headquarters from New York to Colorado, because it has something to do with the West, it's something to do with the beauty, but we work together better than any state in the country. And I mean that we have 1/3 Democrats, 1/3 Republicans, 1/3 independents. We're almost unique in that. And last year, in one of the worst budget environments in the history of the state, we passed a very difficult budget with cuts against things that we all love with 80 out of 100 votes. Right? And when Arrow Electronics, well, yeah, exactly, give them a hand. That's in the legislature. Sue Ryden is here. She's right here. She's one of those legislators who helped make that happen. Thank you. My God, my muse. One of the things that attracted that Arrow wanted to be part of was a state where people were willing to work together. And we're going to have another difficult budget year, it's an election year. I think Rotary is the perfect antidote to what we see in Washington, where people, I had dinner last night with Michael Benton, who is a Democrat, but he is the worst. I'm a bad Democrat, he's maybe not as bad a Democrat as I am. But he's pretty nonpartisan, all things considered. And he was talking about how can we get a Democrat who's a normal person, in one place in the state or another, they go to Washington, they become a different person. And a Republican who's a different person in one place or another, they go to Washington and they become a different person. And somehow we have to get those people who are good people, well-intentioned, hardworking, Republicans and Democrats, to figure out how do we get beyond the partisanship. Because right now, I'll guarantee you, China and India, other countries that we never had serious threats to our economic future or what we're going to be, they are not bickering over the silly things that we bicker. This last summer, and I'm not blaming one party or the other, to put the full credit and trust of this country at risk over, I won't even get into it. Rotary, you folks are nonpartisan. One of the things I loved when I joined the Rotary in 1994, I think it was. So I love the fact that it wasn't about ideology or one party or another. I love the fact that Rotarians come from all different businesses, and they recognize by working together they can do something that no one can do individually, right? That no one person or small group of people, we can eradicate a disease from the face of the earth, we can take on an initiative around education. Rotary has to be the place where we start in a very nice way, mentioning to our Republicans and our Democrats, and just saying, we need to move past where we are, right? This is the time, in the next 6 months, where we begin to figure out, all right, we're not going to get what we want, right? No compromise ever gets what everybody wants.